In the early morning hours, while the world still slept, black women stood over stoves in kitchens so small you could barely turn around. Stirring oils. Frying chicken. Kneading dough. In those kitchens, they weren't just making food, they were making hope. From homemade hair care to secret spice blends, black women turned cramped kitchens into business empires. They carried entire families and whole communities on their backs, creating opportunities where there were none. This is a story of survival, of brilliance, of faith, and of the unstoppable legacy of black women who saved generations with their kitchen businesses. After slavery, black women had nothing. No land. No savings. No inheritance. The world refused to see them as more than servants. But in those kitchens, they found freedom. They took leftover scraps and turned them into soul food. They turned herbs into healing salves. They created soap from ash and lard. In a world that refused to give them opportunities, these women made their own. They sold pies door to door. They braided hair on porches. They took the skills their mothers and grandmothers taught them and built small businesses, one loyal customer at a time. They were feeding more than bodies, they were feeding a dream of independence. For black women, hair has always been about more than beauty. It is identity, culture, pride. After emancipation, many black women began making their own hair products at home because stores refused to sell them quality goods. Out of their kitchens came miracle creams and oils. Women like Annie Turnboom Arloni built formulas from her own stove that soothed dry, damaged hair. She didn't just sell products, she trained other black women to sell them too, multiplying their impact. Then came Madam C.J. Walker. From her kitchen experiments, she launched a hair care empire that made her America's first black woman self-made millionaire. She taught thousands of other black women how to become financially independent through beauty. It all started in tiny kitchens with jars, pans, and a dream. Food was another way. Black women created power. With no restaurants willing to hire them as chefs, they turned their own kitchens into commercial workshops. Biscuits, pies, spices, fried chicken, they sold plates right from their back doors. They fed construction workers, dock workers, and teachers. Word spread, and lines grew. Before long, those kitchens turned into catering businesses and eventually restaurants. Their recipes, passed down from enslaved ancestors, transformed into businesses that fed families and funded futures. These food entrepreneurs taught their children how to manage money, how to run a business, and how to serve the community, generation after generation. These kitchen businesses didn't just change one household. They changed whole neighborhoods. With their earnings, black women sent their children to school. They bought land. They built churches and community centers. When banks refused loans, these women pooled their kitchen profits to help each other buy homes. They became pillars of their communities, proving that economic power can grow from the smallest pot on the smallest stove. They showed what happens when one woman dares to dream beyond survival. Today, black-owned beauty brands, spice lines, and catering companies often trace their roots back to these same kitchens. Grandmothers taught granddaughters, mothers taught sons. The knowledge kept flowing, generation to generation. Even in the modern world of big corporations, many entrepreneurs still launch their first product batches in home kitchens, just like their ancestors. The heart of black business is still there, in the kitchen, where faith, hustle, and heritage come together. So the next time you see a homemade jar of hair butter, a plate of soul food, or a spice blend from someone's kitchen, remember, black women's kitchen businesses prove that greatness can rise from the smallest spaces, if you believe in your hands and your dreams. If this story inspired you, please share this video, hit that like button, and tell me in the comments what powerful women in your family built something from nothing. Subscribe to Black Voice Chronicles, because these stories are far from over, and we will keep telling them until the world never forgets.